professional developer,
for Cattaraugus Allegheny Boces.
and good friend. We've
Yes.
found to be good friends,
Yes.
and the mayor of this year's NYSCATE conference. So,
Actually, every year.
okay, forevermore.
Right.
All right. Rick, you did a couple presentations. Can you tell me about them?
Well, the presentations that I did, one was for the Maker Fair, which was all day Saturday, and the other one was Sunday. It was a hands-on session, and I'm doing a lot of stuff with making, students learning by doing. And on Saturday, I was kind of talking about a device called the Hummingbird, which is an open source hardware that has open source software that turns computer programming into robotics. And specifically, it's robotics that can be done for really young kids, and a lot of arts and crafts can be built into the Hummingbird and its robotics. So that was Saturday. Sunday, the 2-hour hands-on session was with teachers, and we had a variety of teachers. We had a few librarians. Librarians seem to be becoming the people who are kind of in charge or facilitating the maker spaces in a lot of our school districts. We also had art teachers who really love the idea of integrating robotics and computer programming with art, and being a great way to maybe tie in some students who might not gravitate towards computer programming, but are on the artistic side and might actually find it interesting to use these devices for art and for learning and for computer programming.
Just hearing your answer, you kind of made me think a couple different things. First of all, the art science connection that we kind of bring together with this maker movement. But being here at the maker movement, you kind of had a flair that there's kind of the rebel that showed up. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I can kind of explain that. What happens with the maker movement, and I think a lot of teachers' hesitations are that I've got so much stuff to do. I've got all of these things. How am I going to fit the maker movement into the state standards? And I understand that's difficult to wrap your head around, but in my opinion, there is no better way to teach problem solving and resilience. I have teachers ask me all the time, how do I teach my students to become better problem solvers? And my advice to them is to do some kind of hands-on learning and possibly some kind of computer programming or coding.
That's exactly kind of where I was going with that. And I think I'm wondering, and I say the rebel in the most loving way.
Right.
And I wonder if maybe because schools aren't so welcoming of those other world skills, that it's coming to life in the maker movement.
I think so too. Like, the maker movement is becoming the invention hub of the school.
Mm-hmm.
So in that hub, you can have students who become game creators and game designers for board games or video games. You can have students in the maker movement who are solving real world problems and inventing things. There's a school down in Houston, I think it's Rice University, who creates medical devices, kind of hacks the medical device, and they've been able to create a $10,000 item with a fish tank pump, and the hospital down in Houston are now using that. So that's the kind of real world problems we'd love to see kids trying to solve. And so I just think that's very interesting. And I think the maker space can go all over the place.
Hey guys, I'm sorry.
You kind of
come on in. We're broadcasting.
Yes.
Well, I'm just disappointed that Mayor doesn't have his hat.
Yes. Well,
Sorry. I tried to come in earlier.
The mayor needs a little break.
I'm sorry I missed you. You can stay with us.
Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Broadcasting what now?
This is through Google Live Hangouts.
Perfect.
So I'm just getting Rick's expert views.
So
And,
Jessica, why don't you introduce yourself?
yes.
Well, hello. I'm Jessica. I tried to come in earlier. You were busy. Well, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
No, it's
come on
okay.
in. Hi.
Hello.
So
And-
tell us what you do.
Well, I'm an elementary principal.
Oh,
We have about 400 students, and it's phenomenal. It's the best job on the planet. I love being the lead learner in the building, and here I am. Gotta pay it forward in our building, right?
So now, have you exposed yourself to any of the maker stuff that's going on here?
Oh, not here, but I am very familiar with
Okay.
the makers.
Do you have any thoughts about how that might work in an elementary school?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I do have teachers tweeting out, "Dear Santa, I want these items."
Okay.
So we have to go.
Hummingbird.
Yeah, absolutely. We are very fortunate that we are also partnered with our local Boces.
Right.
So we have an option to go ahead and borrow some of those equipments because of the coasters we're in. But yes, we have our hands on those items, and our kids are just loving it.
Do you think at your school district there will ever come a day where you'll have a maker space?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Yes, we're gonna make that happen.
Are you really? That's great.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Jessica, you had said you were the lead learner. And I like that phrase. Do you think most of your colleagues on the admin end think of themselves as the lead learners? And should they?
Well, absolutely, I believe they should, and I do believe that we do, because we are the lead learners. We are impacting generations, and we need to be the first, and we need to be on the front lines right now, and showing that it's important to be lifelong learners. It's important to know what's out there, and it's important to utilize that, and not just to be stale and stagnant. So, and we do cultivate a culture of learning, and
I've been in
it
their
makes
building.
It's true,
And
right?
and it's true. It's true. And their teachers are like the learning leaders. So they not only do they help their teachers and support them with their learning, but they model the learning themselves so that others can see them as an example. And I think that's
you.
that's really great. And I think that's what we want to see in all our school leaders.
It's an essential ingredient, I think, if
Absolutely.
you're going to really make some changes, that the leaders have to embrace new ways as well. Let me ask both of you the question, and you can answer in turn.
So sorry.
It's no problem. No, you can sit between us if you
No,
want.
I feel
yeah,
so,
yeah.
I was just I don't know.
What are your takeaways here from NYSCATE so far, or what do you want to take away?
Well, I just went to the app Smackdown. I want to take away at least like those little tidbits and those nuggets. I went to both the keynotes, and they were just phenomenal. One was more inspirational, and the other just hilarious. Did you go to both of the keynotes?
Yeah.
And I like that. What I want to bring back to our schools, I like fostering that culture of like just tweeting out that live connection.
Oh boy.
I love that you know what I mean, sharing that real time, and that people have that same passion to learn and to be exposed. I love that. It makes me so excited bringing those pieces back, because there's pieces that you can bring back to your district that don't cost money.
That don't cost anything.
But then there's other things that you have a wish list, and that's
Right.
okay. But then we need to scope that out and have a plan of action, and really have like what are our needs, and decide and make that back end of it at the budget piece that I
Right.
have to be realistic about and bring that into play, because we really should be looking and having a replacement schedule for whatever we're doing. So there are things you can bring back immediately, and then there's a plan for the future.
Okay, so let me try to answer the question. So I come to NYSCATE, this is probably my 10th year, maybe in a row. And I come to NYSCATE to kind of like improve my skills as a presenter. So I work for the 22 school districts in Cattaraugus, Allegheny, Boces. And this is a great place where like I've actually failed at some of my presentations when I first started doing it. And so that failure is learning. And so I've learned a lot from my time presenting here. And I thank NYSCATE for those opportunities. I also come here to increase my network. The whole Mayor of
absolutely.
NYSCATE campaign,
I love
it's really worked, because I've made a lot of great connections with people.
And that's why I came over.
Mayor of NYSCATE.
That's true. It's true. It's absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, so
connections,
after
yes.
10 years, I've been able to like figure out what I really need to do, and that's like make the connections so that I can continue to increase my personal learning and professional learning network, and keep learning from everyone out there. So, you can follow me at Rick Weinberg on Twitter if you'd like to.
Absolutely.
And Jessica, go ahead and give yours.
I have two accounts. I have my personal account at Jessica Schirrmacher, but I also have at Franklinville 2, which is our elementary account. So we like to tweet out. We want to tell our story before anybody else does. So one of the platforms, and I have a small population of parents, but I'd like to grow that because I really want to tell our story before anyone else does and share that. So good things that we're doing and the awesome things that we can bring to our bring back to the district. So
absolutely.
All right, well, it's time for the speed geek questions.
All right.
okay.
You get 3. Again, you can answer in turn. All right, so hit the green button.
Jessica.
Oh, okay. This is exciting.
Yes. Favorite social network?
Me, Twitter.
Me, Facebook. It might be because I'm older. I don't know.
I like Facebook for different reasons. For my family and sharing pictures, but I like Twitter for my information and like sharing out and my educational components.
I still do work stuff on Twitter. Like, I'll ask people's opinions about things on Facebook, and they'll still give me some feedback, and it will really be helpful.
But I think a lot of our parents and are on Facebook, so we're having a broader population there. I just feel like the level of content at the Twitter platform is better. But then I'm also on Instagram because that's where my students are. So it's funny, you know what I mean? Like, so I tweet for my own personal. That's really my own personal. Facebook for some parents, and then Instagram for the kids. So was that supposed to be
sure.
My
1
turn.
and 1?
This is a tough one. Favorite ed tech blog? Alice Keeler.
I really like. I've always liked Will Richardson's blog. He goes on vacations once in a while, but I really just. There's not a day that goes by, and I've told him this. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about something that he's told me. So Will's blog is a big one.
That's been around for. He's one of the original bloggers.
Right.
So.
Yep. What is the Huffington Post?
I mean, like, what are we saying?
There is the education.
Does it have to be the just tech? Because I mean, like, I think we know we're at a tech conference, but like, there's so many pieces that weave into that.
A couple of people have answered this, and maybe this will ring true with you. A lot of people have answered that they're not sure they have one because when they follow Twitter, it brings up all their favorites. They're able to pick and choose.
Because I really like Lolly Zaskin. Do you know her?
No.
She just tweets out all this amazing, like, quick little snippets of leadership, but there's infused technology into that, but it's not just like watch, A, B, and C best apps or A, B, and C best tech pieces or makerspace, but she had for the leadership component of it, it's interweaved, it's entwined and weaved into that. So
Okay.
I like that
works.
She's my favorite.
One more.
Inspirational. Oh, yay!
Gryffindor or Slytherin?
Oh.
I'm gonna let you.
I'm
deferring to you.
I think I have the Slytherin personality sometimes, but I've got to be a fan of Gryffindor. That's really the extent of my Harry Potter knowledge. Now my daughter has she says it's not an addiction, it's some kind of passion about Harry Potter, and she constantly is listening to Harry Potter on her iPod,
Oh, really?
24 hours a day.
The guy who does the readings for those is fantastic.
It's just, and she doesn't, this might get her in trouble, but she listens to it from YouTube. So she's listening to it for free. There's no visuals with it. It's just the audio on YouTube.
Interesting.
So
Yeah,
I'm hoping she's.
How about you?
Gryffindor.
Okay.
I'm a geek. I think the geeks are in Gryffindor.
You know how you were talking about rebellious, like the maker thing? I call that divergent thinking. And that's what I think of Slytherin, which I can't really say very well. They're the divergent thinkers, and probably in the extreme sense where they might not be helpful.
Did you have an opinion on Gryffindor or Slytherin?
I don't
Or you're not
know.
familiar?
I'm not, no, I defer to both of you.
All right. Good. Well, thanks, guys. I think
Thank
it's
you. Thanks for letting me crash. I'm so sorry.
This
guys.
was,
I appreciate
I'm
it.
sure it was successful, really. I think it's been great.
all right. Well, it's time to go get ourselves ready to relax.
Bye, everyone.